Open your eyes.
Hello there, welcome to Chat of the Wild. This is the first episode of what will be a weekly podcast, that is sort of a book club-esque podcast that focuses on Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. The game isn't out yet. We're all very excited for it.
So excited.
Impatient.
Now, I believe going forward, we will have the normal, if you listen to the Just Another Video Game podcast, we will have the standard crew coming in, maybe in the future when we have some more people that have been playing it.
Because we all have that thing pre-ordered.
Yeah, we all have it pre-ordered.
Ready to go.
For this episode, I just do the introduction. I just want to kind of, I want to introduce ourselves to the listeners. The idea of this will be sort of a companion piece that if you're playing the game, that we plan on eventually by the end of this podcast. This isn't going to be one that goes on forever. I think this is one that we can't say we'll have a definitive end.
Yeah.
We will eventually be talking about story stuff throughout it. I think each episode I'll preface it with saying this episode is a story spoiler episode. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to be...
Guys, I kissed Zelda this week.
Yeah, we do not want to spoil it for you guys because it could be. This is one of those games that could be just different for everybody. So,
but I'm not going to say spoiler for every single thing that we do on here. So I'll basically pat it in the guidelines for the notes for each episode that if we are talking story spoilers of any kind on there.
There are going to be weeks where we like say after. Temple of the Gods and Wind Waker, where that was just kind of your time to explore the entire map.
Yes.
And find... That was your explore time. So you got like 10 hours of just trying to find every... so there's definitely going to be weeks, maybe multiple weeks, where we're like, I've just been riding around.
Yeah, I anticipate, and I'm sure that if one of us goes to a temple at some point, we can talk around story stuff. I think the key thing will be to if there is an aspect of a story that you can say, I got to the tree, and we can each say you can say something like that. I mean, we saw in the trailers that we know that there's the Great Deku Tree or something like that is in there, that we can say something like that, and when all three of us are just like, oh, I know what it is, we can talk about it on the episode. So, to introduce ourselves, I'll go first. My name is Jeremy Harvey. I have been a Zelda fan for a long... It feels like AA, almost.
Hi, Jeremy.
Hi, Jeremy.
Hi, Jeremy.
You're in the right place. Keep coming back, buddy.
So, my first Zelda game was Ocarina on N64. Even though I had a Super Nintendo when I was little, I never played A Link to the Past. I had a Game Boy, but I never played Link's Awakening. It wasn't until Ocarina of Time, and even when I first played Ocarina of Time, I used a Game Shark on it and basically screwed it up and didn't think it was a very good game. Then one of my friends in middle school said, no, this is a really good game, you should go back and play it. He brought it in and gave it to me to borrow. I played through it, fell in love with it. For me, I would say that my favorite Zelda is Majora's Mask. I really like the dark tones.
Yeah, I was going to say Dark Horse there.
The dark tones.
I love the time sort of mechanic that they have on there of learning these things about these people and how they have their own schedules and you can figure those things out. I thought there were very creative dungeons in there.
People have their arguments for why that's a Zelda game they don't like, and I don't think any of those arguments actually hold up.
Sure.
I think that game is really, really, really good, and it just doesn't get enough.
Some people just don't like it because it's harder.
Yeah.
It is actually a lot harder.
It is, yeah.
That's most of the complaint I've heard.
But yeah, for me...
The dungeons in that game are amazing. They are some of the best dungeons in any Zelda game.
Yeah. For me, the idea of a new Zelda and new Nintendo hardware, that's my Disney World. Mm-hmm. Like, I've got a Zelda wedding ring. I have a Fierce Deity tattoo. I've got a Zelda wallet. I'm crazy about Zelda. And I'm so excited to finally jump into Breath of the Wild. And that's the whole reason I started this podcast is because I've been wanting to just do a Zelda focused thing forever.
Zelda Book
And now
Club.
I get to do that.
This
Yeah, the
is a
Zelda
great
Book
idea.
Club.
I'm glad you came up with it.
Yeah, me too.
So, Brian, introduce yourself.
Sure, I'm Brian Auer. I have been playing Zelda since Zelda 1.
Oh.
Really?
I didn't beat Zelda 1 when I was a young'un.
That was a tough task.
But
Yeah.
I definitely beat that first dungeon over and over and over and over again as a kid. I definitely turned the game on
Before the save point.
See, yeah, it was fun for me as a kid to because I watched my gaming mentor, my aunt, who's like only 8 years older than I am, my big sister. She taught me how to play video games, and so I would just restart the game, go, hey, it's dangerous to go alone, take this, and grab that sword and truck off to the first dungeon and beat it, and then just wander.
Yep.
For hours, and then not really know where to go, because I was 5 or 6 at the time.
The idea of there are walls that you can put bombs on to blow up just non-existent.
No.
But yeah, it did not exist, and it would have really helped if she had told me that on each screen in that game is one bombable square.
Yeah.
Because that's how that game works.
Or burnable.
Bombable or burnable.
Yes.
Or a tree.
That would have been
burnable.
really nice to know, and it would have probably helped me go a lot further in that game. I eventually did.
Yeah, that's how you get farther.
And I really liked Zelda. I thought it was fun. And I liked
What was your favorite?
A Link to the Past, and Ocarina of Time blew my mind.
Sure. Yeah.
And I was already going to be a obsessed video game idiot for the rest of my life. But Ocarina of Time, it sounds stupid to say it, but changed my life. It really did. I did not know a game could be that awesome.
I mean, I probably wouldn't be into video games if it wasn't for Ocarina of Time.
I don't think I definitely would be as into I don't know. I don't know. There's just something about that game that it came along at the right time. A lot of people like to cite Link to the Past. They're older than us. They're slightly older than us, or at least older than me and probably Jeremy. And a lot of people like to say that Ocarina of Time is just a Link to the Past in 3D, but it's so much more.
You can break it down to bullet points.
You can, but it doesn't really. It doesn't really do it justice.
No,
right?
It doesn't.
I mean, Ocarina of Time is my favorite. It is my favorite game of all time. Aside from that, I would have to say Wind Waker is a close second as far as Zelda games are concerned. I love Wind Waker. I love it so much, but it has a lot to do with the fact that I love Ocarina of Time so much.
It's the same.
Well, here, I'm going to throw this out. I'm going to be this guy. My number 2, Skyward Sword.
Okay.
Skyward
Sword is a lot of fun.
Yeah, but I put Skyward Sword above Ocarina, so I'm that guy right now.
I had a lot of fun playing it. I don't know why I never picked it back up when I put it down.
It's another one of those games that has a really long intro.
It was repetitive. Well, I was halfway through it.
Oh, have you not finished it?
I have not.
Oh,
I put it down.
Okay.
No, Skyward Sword. I put it down at some point. And I do that with a lot of Zelda games. I will set it down.
I do that.
I will gestate.
I don't.
Well, I play it for 30 hours. I set it
Princess.
aside for like maybe a month and just like think about what I've been doing.
Sure.
I did it with Twilight Princess.
Yeah, that's what I do.
And then I picked it up and I just steamroll right through the end of it. And for some reason, Skyward Sword, I did not. I never picked it back up. I liked it a lot. I liked the gameplay.
Amazing dungeons.
It was really fun. I think it was just the overworld just kind of dragged on me a little bit. I don't know.
Okay.
It was a little repetitive as far as the overworld was concerned. And like it kind of unlocked a little bit more each time you went back. But I mean,
there were things that I could argue with you on that, but I would basically be spoiling some things that happened.
Okay.
And I would much rather you have that mystery that maybe entice you to actually go back and play.
I don't know why I haven't.
Yep.
I really need to. I think it's because I did so much I did so much just just wandering around and looking around and finding stuff, especially in like the hometown, the Skyloft, and I just like do I want to start it all over again? But I don't want to just pick up where I left off because I really do want to start all over again and just have it all fresh in my mind, and I need to do it. I really do. As much as I love Zelda, I need to finish Skyward Sword.
Tyler, what about you? Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Tyler. It's kind of a good thing that I'm the third one to talk because I'm the in-between one right now. I have sides to talk about with both of you because, well, first of all, my first game was A Link to the Past. I got to play that one first because my cousin, he is the reason why I'm pretty much who I am with gaming. He really started me out on that stuff. He was the one that gave me a Game Boy to start playing stuff on, like the original gray Game Boy.
Yeah.
And then, but I would say my favorite is Ocarina of Time. I am one of those people. I know, but every time I see that menu screen come up with Link riding on Epona, just that I just get the biggest chills. And yep.
Yeah, no, chills, goosebumps.
No,
I love it.
It's just a big
For me, it's the
nostalgic
Majora's
factor.
That gives me different goosebumps.
Yeah, that's a different.
That
goosebump
gives
for
me like just it's so good. It is. It's so good. I love it.
But like what you were saying, Brian, Ocarina of Time is my all-time favorite game as well. It is. That's the game that made me get my tattoo, which is my only tattoo, and it's the Hyrule family crest.
Highland Crest, yep.
Yeah. And then I also have a Zelda wallet, and I even took my sweatpants to work to have them embroider a Triforce into them. I love Zelda, and I think everybody should love Zelda for whatever reason.
And if you
they
don't,
can find. Not every Zelda is the same. You're not gonna like everyone. In all honesty, I hate 2, but you didn't hear that.
Two's hard. I think that
2's weird.
I think that if you have experience with all of the other Zeldas, I think it's something that you can go back to, and if you look at it not necessarily as being the black sheep of them, but actually looking at it as being like, this is just a different direction that they tried to go, and they made it hard. And I think that if you really double down, you'll find a good game.
And if you are good at 2, oh man, it's like there is no better feeling than like just clearing out everything like on the screen and just getting away with stuff.
Right? I'll tell you,
like some of the mechanics of that game are fun. I think Twilight Princess's fighting mechanics are also kind of like that same feeling. Like if you can do the shield smash, then all the different moves that are in that.
Yeah, Twilight Princess did a good job at putting flashy moves in there.
Yes.
That they kind of started with Wind Waker. You had your run around the back, your flip move.
I like that, but it still felt like you were waiting for the button to light up.
That's really all.
Whereas like in Zelda 2, you have moves at your disposal. In Twilight Princess, you have moves at your disposal, and certain bad guys are weak to them. And I always felt like it was kind of the fighting style from Twilight Princess was kind of taken from those moves from 2.
Sure,
just put into a 3D space.
So let's jump over to Breath of the Wild. None of us have played it. We're all really excited to jump into it.
Super excited.
Oh man.
Reviews are not out. Reviews will be out on the 2nd, the day before that it releases. But previews that have been going out have all been very positive. They've all been saying that this is probably the hardest Zelda that has been out there, which for me personally, I only really got into Dark Souls in the last 2 years. That it feels almost like I've been prepping for this. That I'm hearing things that some people are talking about. Almost all your weapons that you get, except for maybe like Master Sword sort of thing, they can break.
Yes.
That you're constantly going to have to be like changing out gear. And a lot of that reminds me of Let It Die.
Fire Emblem.
Well, no, it reminds me of Let It Die, which I've been really into recently. So that is another thing where I'm just sort of like, this has been prepping me for this. So I'm really excited for it. I'm just can't wait for it to get here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm super excited about
it.
I'm going to pick it up at midnight and probably do that till I fall asleep.
I have learned a couple things about mechanics. I don't know if we want to just
cool.
keep it. Do we want to?
Good for you.
Talk about it
I think
right now?
we'll just not.
So you've been picking apart the trailers.
No, actually,
I mean not picking apart, but you.
He's just been keeping
at some point you keep up with the trailers, and at some point you were like, "Well, we didn't really learn anything new from this one except for this scene," and I'm just like, "That's good." I'm the kind of Star Wars dork that doesn't watch the trailers. Zelda, I can't help it. Like it's. Every E3, there's a new bit, like so I have to at least watch it once, but I don't dwell on them too long.
I'll tell you something I'm excited about for Breath of the Wild, though. The voice acting.
Sure.
I want to see how this is.
Oh man,
I'm nervous.
I'm cautiously hopeful.
I feel like they could pull it off really well.
Yes, I think they can. I will say I am happier to an extent that Zelda's more like she's like British.
Yeah, she got a British accent to her. Yeah,
I feel like that's more fitting.
I haven't heard
if she was
the main
that
character
voice.
voices.
you hadn't heard him in English. You did hear him in Japanese when you were over at my place and we were watching this Switch event.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, that was in Japanese at the time, and it wasn't until later, an hour later or something like that. There was an English version.
I just want some dialogue trees. I just don't want to play.
Link's not talking.
I want. Well, no, but like.
Not just yes, no, and either one that you pick will still have the same result.
Where it loops back and forth. We're like,
no.
But I really need you to deliver this milk.
Like the owl.
Oh, but I really need you to deliver this milk.
Yeah.
Would you like
me to repeat that?
Yeah, would you like me to repeat that? And it
Do
starts
I need to tell you again why this is important?
Yeah, and then no and yes switch, it seems like.
Yeah, it's like,
No, you stupid owl. Just let me go.
I hate
But I think that's enough for this episode. We don't have anything to talk about with the game, really. Just wanted to do a little introduction of ourselves.
Yeah, and
we just want to let you know why we love Zelda.
Hey, if we get a chance to play Link as something other than lawful good, that would be kind of fun. So.
Also, in the first few episodes, we are putting together a sweepstakes for a giveaway. Mm-hmm. I don't know, is that the right term for it? Sweepstakes, giveaway, the same thing?
I don't know. Free stuff.
We're going to be giving away. We're going to be giving away a something Breath of the Wild related. I can't get in the specifics right now, but if you go ahead and follow us on Twitter at Chat of the Wild, you'll be able to get any updates that we have.
Yes. Look forward to that.
Yeah. Next episode.
I'm excited.
Next episode, expect us to talk about probably the first hour. That's really all we're probably going to talk about. Getting into there, looking at the pretty visuals, and I think
see that Doom opening. We're gonna go talk to the old man.
I think it'll be interesting. Each of us just saying which direction did you go. That it might even be good for us to all just be there and just be like, okay, you're gonna go left, you're gonna go right, I'm gonna go forward, and we're just gonna see what happens.
All right.
Yeah, I'm planning on doing what you're doing.
Oh man!
Also,
just so excited.
I'll be putting a Facebook page together as well, so look up Chat of the Wild on Facebook as well. We will be sharing screenshots.
I call moderator.
Sure, you can be moderator. That's fine. It makes it easier for me.
I just figured we were all going to be moderators.
Yeah, probably. Go ahead and follow those. We'll be sharing screenshots, avoiding anything spoilery, of course.
Yeah.
I just love the idea that before the start of each episode, we'll take a picture of each of our links, and those will be our links. This is where we're at right now, and I'll try to figure out some way to make the header image is just splitting it off.
So that Switch shirt. Do you get that at launch if you pay for the...
If you buy that, there's a treasure chest on the Great Plateau.
Or does that treasure chest unlock with the first summer expansion?
No, that's day one.
I'm gonna go find that
He's
shirt.
gonna find. Brian's gonna have the Switch shirt.
I'm gonna wear that Switch shirt no matter how cold it is, no matter how hot it is. If I'm getting hypothermia and dying, I'm wearing that Switch shirt.
You get me one too.
I'm gonna try to be as pantsless as possible.
Yeah!
That's gonna be my Let It Die style. That's what that is. All right, well, thank you for listening, and we look forward to talking to you next time.
Oh my god.
Thank you.